The film begins with the perfect domestic scene. Evan Weber, a dedicated architect and loving father, wakes to the sounds of his children, wishing him a heartfelt Happy Father's Day. It's a sunny morning. His young son and daughter surprise him with cake, chocolate with sprinkles, his favorite, and a handmade gift, a custom vinyl record of his favorite tunes. His wife, Karen, affectionately looks on. She's a sculptor and preparing for a weekend beach trip with the kids. As the family eats cake and plays a game of monster chase around the house, we get a clear portrait of Evan, affectionate, goofy, dedicated. Karen teases him for injuring his shoulder from drumming too much, then reminds him she and the kids are leaving soon for their getaway, giving Evan the weekend alone to work on a major architectural deadline. She jokingly asks if he'll behave, and he playfully reassures her that he's the best-behaved guy ever. After packing, Karen and the children drive off, leaving Evan alone in their stylish modern home, a secluded residence surrounded by trees. He takes a deep breath of silence and sets to work, opening up architectural plans and switching on classic rock. Later, he smokes a joint to unwind. The weather outside shifts, heavy rain pours in. It's quiet, peaceful. He continues working late into the night in his bathrobe when suddenly, knock, knock. Evan answers to find two young women, drenched from the storm and shivering. They say they're looking for a party at a nearby address but got lost. Their phone is wet and useless, and they ask to come in and use his Wi-Fi to contact a friend. Evan hesitates. Something feels off, but the storm is harsh, and they seem harmless. He lets them in. The two girls introduce themselves, the confident and assertive Genesis, and the more bubbly, flirtatious Belle. He offers them towels and robes to dry off. They accept eagerly, disappearing into the bathroom to change. Evan sits awkwardly in the living room while they get comfortable. The girls emerge wearing Karen's robes. They start asking questions, exploring the house, making themselves oddly at home. They flip through Evan's vinyl collection and comment on the daddy vibes he gives off. Evan, trying to maintain boundaries, tells them he's married and only letting them stay briefly. He offers to call an Uber. As he types on his phone, the girls begin pushing his buttons. Belle leans in close, reading over his shoulder. Genesis jokes about how sexy his voice must sound on the phone. Evan awkwardly laughs, reminding them again that he's married with kids. The Uber arrives, but the girls don't leave. Instead, they vanish into the bathroom again and claim the driver canceled. Evan is now growing uncomfortable. He tries to stay polite. He offers them food, lets them choose music, and even brings them some dry clothes from the laundry. But the conversation quickly takes a turn for the inappropriate. The girls start probing into his sex life. Genesis asks if he's ever had a threesome. Belle says she likes older men. They tease him about his looks, call him hot for a dad, and start dancing seductively to the music. Evan's discomfort is obvious. He tries to redirect the conversation, but the flirtation escalates. Belle drops her robe right in front of him. Genesis straddles his lap. Evan panics and tries to get them to leave, but the pressure is relentless. He reminds them of his wife, his family, his morals. They don't care. Instead, they giggle, push harder, kiss him, whisper in his ears. Eventually, Evan gives in. Cut to the bathroom. The three are engaged in a heated, passionate threesome in the shower, kissing and moaning, bodies intertwined under the water. The scene is chaotic, erotic, and filled with a sense of irreversible consequence. The next morning, Evan wakes up, clearly hungover and overwhelmed. He turns to find both women still in bed with him. He freaks out quietly, grabbing his phone, checking messages, trying to collect himself. He gently shakes them, insisting it's time to leave. But the nightmare has only begun. The girls don't want to leave. They're cheerful, chatty, and act like everything is normal. Belle wanders into the kitchen and starts making breakfast. Genesis puts on Karen's clothes and lounges on the couch like she owns the place. Evan grows increasingly anxious. He tells them they crossed a line. This was a mistake, he says repeatedly. Then they drop the bombshell. Genesis tells him she's 15 years old. Evan freezes in horror. Belle backs her up, acting innocent. They tell him what he did was illegal and they plan to report him. Evan insists he didn't know they lied about their age, but the girls mock him. Doesn't matter, Genesis says. You slept with minors. When Evan threatens to call the police, the girls explode. They start smashing the house, ripping his daughter's sculpture, throwing objects, threatening to destroy everything. Belle smears lipstick all over family photos. Genesis grabs Evan's phone and threatens to upload the threesome video she secretly recorded. In a final desperate move, Evan drags them out of the house and slams the door shut. He paces back and forth, breathing heavily. He starts cleaning furiously, deleting call logs, wiping fingerprints, fixing broken furniture. He thinks it's over. But then night falls. Late that night, Evan hears noise. He goes downstairs cautiously and finds the sliding door wide open. He steps outside and then, bam, the girls ambush him. He wakes up tied to his own bed, hands and feet bound. Genesis sits nearby, calmly recording him on his phone. Belle paints his face with lipstick, mocking him. They dress him in his daughter's clothes, film him making false confessions, and continue physically and psychologically tormenting him. They tell him this is a game, that they've done this before. It's a test, Genesis says. You failed, like all the others. They dig through his things, mock his music, break his wife's sculptures, and laugh maniacally. At one point they impersonate him on Facebook, post fake statuses, and use his phone to text Karen. Just when things reach a boiling point, someone rings the doorbell. It's Louis, Karen's assistant. He's dropping off the sculpture. The girls answer the door in their stolen outfits, pretending to be Evan's nieces. Louis is instantly suspicious. He pushes his way in and hears faint noises from the bedroom. When he discovers Evan tied up, he tries to help, but it's too late. Belle bludgeons him with the heavy sculpture. His body slumps to the floor. Evan watches in horror. Now with a dead body in the house, the girls fully lose all restraint. They drag Louis's body into the backyard and taunt Evan with more games. They force him to play a twisted version of a trivia show, asking him questions and punishing him with destruction every time he's wrong. They play the threesome video on loop, threaten to send it to everyone he knows, and finally tell him they're going to kill him. Evan screams and pleads, trying to reason with them. You broke in, you raped me. This isn't right. Genesis leans in close and calmly whispers, you let us in. They drag him outside and start digging a hole. By morning, Evan is buried in his own backyard, only his head above ground. His face is covered in makeup and shame. They place headphones on him, blasting music, and film a final confession, forcing him to say he's a pedophile and rapist. They post the video to his Facebook account. As they laugh and leave, they smash more sculptures and tip over furniture one last time. Final scene. The family returns. Karen and the kids pull into the driveway, excited to be home. They enter the house and are met with complete devastation. Broken art, ransacked rooms, the eerie silence of a crime scene. Outside, buried in the yard, Evan can't scream. He watches helplessly as his wife and children unknowingly walk into the aftermath. His phone buzzes beside him. The video has gone live. The final shot zooms in on the screen. One like, Knock Knock is a tightly focused psychological horror that flips the home invasion genre on its head. While Evan starts out as a sympathetic, responsible family man, the film tests how easily temptation can spiral into catastrophe. The tension relies not on gore but psychological warfare, manipulation, guilt, and destruction through digital humiliation. The real horror isn't death. It's losing everything you care about and having no one believe your side of the story. If you enjoyed the movie, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more.